All right, so Michael, you heard them. They love guest characters. But tell me, what Tekken mainstay character would you most want to see?
That one's easy for me. It's Bruce. Like Josie's cool and all, but I just can't stand her crying. If you guys make her stop crying, maybe Josie can stick around. But maybe Bruce can come mentor her or something, you know. But she needs the back too if she's sticking around. Bruce's back too is like it's an iconic Tekken that's just been missing. Yeah, it feels great.
Maybe we just could fuck around that maybe then, huh? No?
Let's not talk about him again. I don't think he needs to come back, you know, but Bruce would be good. You know, Bruce would be good.
I'm gonna have to stick up for my friend Kenny, Unruly, and have to say that Eddy Gordo is a mainstay, like he should be in main roster. You don't have to wait for him. Maybe if he actually shows up in some way. I'm gonna stick up for him. Eddy, it's weird to have like a Tekken game and Eddy isn't there, and even though he was there at the launch of Tekken 7 for sure on console, but the
For
early
Tekken 3,
versions,
he was so iconic too.
exactly.
Yeah,
and the early versions of Tekken 7, which were arcade based, it took a while for the character to eventually show up. So I'm gonna stick with him. I think Eddy, it really feels like Tekken when Eddy shows up.
And a lot of people still want Christy too.
I'm gonna say you're one of those guys.
No, I'm not. That's a lot of people, not me. But it's fine either way.
Yeah, I mean they're both unique characters. Eddy, I've always liked too. You know that he was one of the poster boys for Tekken 3, and Rod and I have often had people tell me they started Capoeira because they liked
That's
Eddy
amazing.
so much, right? So just to see that, even from people when we went to Brazil, they said that it's pretty amazing. So I mean, we'll see. It depends on how many fans there are. It's not like Rod and I just like pull it out of a hat or our personal preferences. It depends on.
It's always Ganryu.
It's always about how many people actually want to see the character back, and that determines not only if they show up or not, but what kind of order as well. So we'll
Forest
see.
Law has a chance.
You said that, not me.
Wow, wasn't that amazing to see Michael Murray, Max, Rip, giving love to Bruce Irvin and Eddy Gordo. I was not expecting for them to say that, and I like that was the only two characters they really want to see back, which is really cool, man, because they're both iconic, man. Bruce Irvin, I said this for a long time, bro. It's weird not having Bruce Irvin in Tekken. And same thing for Eddy Gordo. I'm an Eddy Gordo main, so I gotta stick up for Eddy Gordo as well, but Bruce Irvin, dude, his fighting style is way unique. I think they kind of did him dirty. In fact, I think they did him really dirty by replacing him with Josie and Fakaram. I do agree with Rip with saying that Josie is a bit too emotional. Her story is kind of weird. It's like, why is she there? It's just like she's cosplaying Bruce. Bruce has to come back in Tekken 8. He is the wingman of Kazuya. And in the Tekken 6 storyline, there was a bounty on Jin's head, and Bruce Irvin was there. Bruce Irvin wanted to capture Jin to get that bounty. So technically speaking, Bruce Irvin is not dead, and he's still out there to try to find Jin Kazama to help Kazuya at G Corporation with Eddy Gordo. Obviously, Eddy Gordo is not with the Mishima Zaibatsu anymore after what happened with him trusting Jin to try to see if they can heal his Grandmaster. But that didn't happen. So really, this leaves Eddy Gordo to focus on Kazuya. This possibly means that Eddy Gordo can team up with Jin once more to try to help defeat Kazuya and his squad. When we talk about Tekken 8, all I see is Team Kazuya, and Team Kazuya is going to have his squad, it's going to have his people on the side, and then it's going to be versus Team Jin, and Jin's going to have everybody on his squad. It's like a football game. If Bruce Irvin and Eddy Gordo comes back to Tekken 8, mark my words, this is going to be the greatest Tekken game of all time. And another thing I would like to say is that Eddy Gordo doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. Usually Eddy Gordo is hated by many Tekken players, hated by people that don't want to go to practice mode to learn his moves, to learn how to stop Eddy Gordo. They just complain and they just stay in the lower ranks. And as the Eddy Gordo man, this would mean so much to me if Eddy or Christy make a comeback, because he deserves so much recognition. Like I said, I get tired of going online to player sessions getting kicked out because they see that I'm a higher rank with Eddy. Now, it could be anybody else in the game that I could be higher rank with and they won't kick me out. But Eddy Gordo, I've seen it enough. People barely say good games, GG's, whenever I win with Eddy. But if it's another character, GG's. And that's just something that I just never understood, because Eddy is such a cool character. Eddy Gordo back must be hurting because he's been carrying Tekken since Tekken 3. Facts. If it wasn't for Eddy Gordo, Tekken 3 would have not been the second most selling fighting game there has ever been. If it wasn't for Eddy Gordo being in Tekken 3, Tekken wouldn't have been as big of a franchise as it is right now. And that's just absolutely nothing but facts. You guys can try to comment down below and tell me that I'm wrong, but no, look at the facts. Look at what they're saying. Look how much love the true Tekken players are giving Eddy Gordo. The fact that Makamori stated that people wanted to learn capoeira because of Eddy Gordo, people left to Brazil to learn capoeira because of Eddy Gordo, lets you know how powerful Eddy Gordo really is. What other Tekken character can you tell me have that kind of influence on people in real life to learn a certain martial art? I'll wait. You don't even hear people talking about how they want to be a pro wrestler because they play with King. No disrespect to King players. I think King is an absolutely badass. I'm just saying. It's Eddy Gordo, ladies and gentlemen. Respect him. Eddy Gordo doesn't get that kind of love at all, man. And he's such an iconic, cool, unique character. People think that he's a spammer. Eddy Gordo's not a spammer, especially when you go against higher ranks. He's not a spammer, yo. You know how much time it takes to understand how to master Eddy? Eddy Gordo is a unique character. Bruce Irvin is a unique character. And the funny thing is, it's a coincidence that they both mentioned them because they possibly could fight each other. I said in my Christy Return video, if Christy returns to Tekken 8, I said in that video that Bruce Irvin could possibly make a comeback, or Christy can possibly make a comeback because Bruce Irvin was Christy's boss in Tekken 5. And I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Christy is not in Tekken 8. I think they kind of mess up her story. I think that they should have not left her on a cliffhanger. I believe that Christy should have had her own story with what she wants to do in Tekken. If you really think about the storyline with what they got going on right now in Tekken 8, it would make it difficult for Christy to return. It's like as if Christy would have to only be on the game if Eddy is on the game. Because if Eddy's only on the game, then that's acceptable because he has beef against Kazuya. But with Christy and Eddy not returning, that'd be kind of weird. As much as I love Christy and how much I want her to be back in Tekken 8, I just don't know, bro. I don't know. Even if Christy made a comeback, I think that she should have separate moves from Eddy Gordo, just because Tekken 8 is so versatile now with all the characters and it looks great. But like I said, it's hard to see if Christy is gonna make a comeback. We don't know, man. And I would like to see a beef between Eddy Gordo and Bruce Irvin. I think that would be super sick. Bruce Irvin versus Eddy Gordo. Come on, man. How iconic would that fight be? I would love to see that fight happen. Bruce Irvin versus Eddy Gordo. I wouldn't even mind seeing Eddy Gordo lose, even though that's my main and I want him to win. That would be such an iconic fight. Bruce Irvin has to make a comeback, man. Another thing that a lot of people don't talk about is Leroy's background and Bruce's background are very similar. They're both from New York. They're both from the hood in New York. So, I mean, come on. Bruce has to return. They're playing in their hood. Tekken 8 takes place in New York. You think Bruce is gonna just sit there and allow Kazuya to fight by himself? No, bro. You're playing in Bruce's playground. Bruce is from New York, man. He's from the hood. He's from the hood. You gotta put Bruce back in the game. He's from New York. New York. New York. The fact that Leroy hates the Mishima Zaibatsu and Bruce Irvin hates the Mishima Zaibatsu, you do realize they could become an alliance to stop what's going on, right? That's only if Leroy joins Kazuya, which would be kind of crazy though. That would be a different kind of scenario. Come on, man. Bring Bruce Irvin back. He's from New York. What more do I have to say about that? Usually when Bruce Irvin makes a comeback, it's because he wants to join the tournament or he's trying to stick up for Kazuya to try to find Jin. Usually, go ahead and look at it and you'll see why. I want you to play every Tekken game that Bruce is in and it's the same reasons. It has to do with Kazuya, or it's because he wants to join the Iron Fist tournament to test his skills, to see how good he really is. Go look it up, man. Play all the Tekken games that Bruce is in, and you will see that I'm spitting nothing but facts. I'm not making nothing up here, you guys. I am a Tekken nerd. Check it out. I couldn't imagine how happy Bruce mains would be if Bruce made a comeback. I would be so happy for them. They've waited so long to see Bruce appear in a Tekken game once more. I will be celebrating with you Bruce mains if Bruce makes a comeback. I will be so happy and excited for you guys, man. Oh my god, that would be so cool. He's an icon. Bruce Irvin is an icon. Eddy Gordo is an icon. And I hope that these guys make a comeback. Please karate chop that like button for some free chicken. And subscribe to the dojo. Thank you guys for watching this video. We are close to 200 subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys. And as always, God bless you all. I hope you guys have a great day. The Tekken 8 hype is here. This is Sensei from the dojo. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.